I never liked America, to be honest. I was afraid to talk to people. When you know English, every door is open for you. When I see a Russian or Ukrainian person, I can see that they are like our people.
You surely had some problems.
G-Day, how is it going? Welcome to Is It a Fairy Tale interviews. My name is Dan Zagori and I'm arts and lifestyle blogger. In this episode, I'll be joined by Philly resident, wife of my friend Anya K. She has immigrated from Ukraine to the US about 5 years ago and does advertising for living. To find out how Anya has adapted to US system, how she overcame jet lag, the time difference, and so on, watch this interview till the very end. And of course, there will be an advice from Anya to people who decide to immigrate from Ukraine to the US and just immigrants in general, and also to travelers who want to come and visit US for a long time. Give us thumbs up, comment who you want to see in the next episodes, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next series. And let's begin with interview with Anya.
All right, I mean, we are in Philly now. Could you tell me why Philly? Why Philadelphia? Why Pennsylvania?
This is a hard question because I didn't choose it, to be honest. When I moved to the US, I moved here with my parents and they lived in Detroit first, and then we moved to Philly because we had some friends here. But I was studying in San Francisco at the time, and I was just like choosing between two cities at the time. So I came here to Philly because I really loved the architecture, location, because it's so close to New York, and you can like literally go to Ukraine in 9 hours. And I was flying back and forth at that time, so yeah, and the ocean is really close.
What were you studying in San Francisco, by the way?
I was studying testing. UX, UI, design testing and stuff,
But you don't work like that?
No, I was studying for like 3 months and then I didn't like it at all. I tried to work at an internship, but
and then you moved to Philly.
Yes, and then I moved to Philly, and there's no IT in Philly. So.
Did you decide to move, or did they just take you with them and then that's all how it happened?
I definitely had a choice. So I had a boyfriend at the time who's my husband now, and he was living in Ukraine. So I was like going back and forth between USA and Ukraine. And as I said, I was living in San Francisco, and to get to Ukraine, it would take me like 24 to 48 hours, like to just get there, and like then jet lag was taking a few days to get used to this times. And then I finished my study in San Francisco. So I was like, where do I go now? My parents are here, Stas is in Ukraine, and I'm like, I need to be somewhere in between, somewhere close to Ukraine and then close to my family as well. And then I love the city too. So like,
like, could you cope without your parents moving? Would you move if they not move, or would you stay in the Ukraine?
I would definitely not move. I never liked America, to be honest. Like, my boyfriend really loved it because he watched all the movies and like he was dreaming about Hollywood since childhood, and I didn't like it. I loved Europe. I was traveling to Europe all the time, and I wanted to live there. I wanted to move to like Germany or something. But then when I came here, obviously.
I mean, definitely. I love America. America to me seems like the greatest country on earth.
When you get used to it, it's really good. It's a really great place to live.
It's those first stages that are hard, I guess. You just mentioned that Stas and you lived apart, and like you were kind of away from each other, and I'm not married yet, but I still have friends and family in there. How did you overcome the fact that you miss each other and that you're far apart? What life hacks did you use in order for your life to be a bit easier and less stressful then, you know?
If someone would ask me, would you recommend doing that? Would you recommend long distance? No, never. Like, don't do this. If you don't know what the future holds for you too, don't do it, because it's so hard. We've been apart for like 3 years or 3 or 4 years until he moved here, and I was flying back and forth. I was flying once in 6 months, once in 9 months. It depends on my work and everything. So every time I saw him after like this long distance, this long month apart, we were like seeing each other for the first time again. So we were getting used to each other again and like living together, and it was hard. Like we were doubting every day. Like, should we continue this? What should we do? Should we like, what do we want to do in the future and stuff?
How did you overcome the fact that you missed it? So you were flying, you said, did you were you on the phone all the time with him?
We were texting all the time. We were talking every day on my way to work. Like, I had an hour to drive to work every day. So we were talking. And then I was flying there. I was living there with him for like 1 or 2 months as I could. And then, just talking, like trusting each other, I guess. That's the main thing.
Like, I just have friends and family in there, and this time difference is just kind of killing me, you know? How did you overcome the fact that time difference is so big?
So you can talk to each other in the morning, and then maybe in the lunchtime when he gets to sleep, and that's it. Like, in the evening you're all alone because like you have no one to talk to, and that's usually when you come home from work, and then it feels it's sad. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
That's kind of how I feel right now. You know, like in the evenings you're just sat there and you're like, what am I supposed to do?
If your friends are there, it's like
Like, moving on to, so you came here, what were the biggest difficulties of you after you came here and settled here? What was difficult in America as an immigrant and like at the very beginning?
So I think the main thing, of course, it's like language barrier. I knew language. I knew English pretty good. I was studying it in English in school, in university and stuff, but it was hard to like overcome this. I was afraid to talk to people. I'm like, honestly, now I'm afraid to talk to people sometimes. Like, when I have a call for Zoom, I'm like, what do I say? But it's easier when you work with Americans and when you speak, when you have friends, when you practice every day. So it's like, it's easy to learn, it's easy to get used to. But like the main hard thing is finding friends, finding people who can like spend like a day, go to a coffee with, and just
so how did you find friends though?
So until now, like I have literally like 1 or 2 friends here.
And all of them are work related or not?
No, it's like people who are either Ukrainians or Russians who live in like Northeast Philadelphia, because it's the easiest thing to talk to people who are
so you're not friends
from
with
your
American
country.
yet.
I have a few American friends. Like, friend is a really
I get that.
Wide.
I mean,
where like I can't call them like I can like talk to them, like work with them easily. I can get coffee and stuff, get lunch and talk over the phone or something. But like to be friends with, it's really hard because like I feel like they don't let you close to them as much as we do.
Is there any sort of prejudice or like any sort of weird relationship between Americans and immigrants? Do they like do the barrier, or is it really free and relaxed in here, this sort of relationship?
I think it's really, they're really open to immigrants, I think. They are open to talk to you. They can like talk to you in the street, talk to you in the restaurant. They can easily be like, just come and talk no matter where you come from. And they feel really interested in you. Especially when you're from another country and you just moved and they want to know everything about
do
you.
They like actually want to know, or are they kind of playing the game?
Here you go. Like, you never know. They're so different from us, and they don't let anybody too close to them. Like,
I get that, because like I think for me it's kind of really hard to interpret whether they are kind of really, really nice to you.
Sometimes
because
they say,
everybody is nice, and after Europe, or everybody is really bad to you.
You're not used to it.
I'm like going on the streets and everybody would say hi, and everybody would like start doing something with you, like ask how are you, how was your day. And it's really weird. Because
in Ukraine, when somebody like smiles at you and asks you how your day was, like, you're like, yes, he wants to be friends. And like here, you don't even know. You're like, I can tell you about my day, but you don't really want to listen to it. So,
sometimes they ask and they don't want to listen.
Right.
Like in the taxis, for example, in Uber, I've taken it.
They just,
And it's like, you're going there and he just asks the question and continues listening to his music. And I was like, what's the point of asking?
You just do it out of respect. They don't even want to hear.
True. How were you treated in the shops and like in public places? Was it like good as well, or were they kind of looking at you differently? Or
I don't think so, because I don't look different from them. When I see a Russian or Ukrainian person, I can see that they are like our people. I don't know how it, like from the face, from the way they look,
this
they
is what
dress.
I'm really bad at. Like everybody can notice it. I can't. I literally
like
can't.
You don't look like Ukrainian at all. Like if I saw you in the street, I would think that you're American. But I guess when they see me, they don't really know what I am, so they just.
What do you think are the most important things for an immigrant to consider before moving to the US and like after moving to the US?
Language first.
Okay.
Just learn, listen to it, watch movies in English, read books, learn the vocabulary.
Do you think that helps?
Yes.
Okay.
In terms of like work and studying and getting new friends, you can't do like practically anything here until you know English. So when you know English, every door is open for you, I guess. That's how I felt, because like I have friends who still don't speak English that freely and fluently, and they still live in like Russian neighborhoods and stuff, and they don't have American friends.
What do they do in here?
They just live in like the Russian neighborhoods. They go to Russian stores. They work in Russian offices. Yeah.
I mean, I do speak English since like I was 5 years old, so a language barrier was never a thing to me. For some reason or another. I don't know why, but yeah, I guess for a lot of people it is, because I lived in UK, and everybody who comes to school, like I was like literally noticing, because I was like a head of house in there, and I was noticing that like first 3 days they cannot speak. Like, you know that they know English, they know that they understand you, but then they're just standing there like, what to say? And it was like really, really weird. So yeah, language barrier, I guess it is a thing. What is the biggest difference to you from Ukraine to the US, like between those two countries?
Well, apart from people, I guess the way of living.
Okay.
Here you can go to a simple job, you can earn simple money, not a lot, not too much, but like you can live really good. You can afford anything you want. You can get a car, you can get a nice apartment, you can get whatever you want in like a grocery store. In Ukraine, you have to work really hard and you have to know people.
I mean,
in order to like get, like, you can get a house. Literally, like you can go to the bank and get a mortgage or whatever. So it's really easy to get started. Definitely. Like even if you like come here with no money, it's easy to get started if you like learn language, love to work, you know what you do. So it's really easy to get started. Do you have any
examples that like came here with nothing and then became something? Like, do you have any people?
My dad. He came here with like $1,000 and he had a family of 4, and now he has a house. He just bought a house a year ago. So
great.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
A lot of people do this.
I mean, I think this is what, to me, America is like freedom, you know?
Right.
It's the freedom of everything.
Freedom of like
and of
choice.
Actions. Freedom of choice, that's what it is, I guess. When you were moving here, like in all those travels that you'd said with like going back and forth, you surely had some problems, because, for example, I was kind of late to the airport and stuff. What were your problems in the travel? Because this is kind of what everybody faces, you know? Like visa approvals, did you get a visa from the first time?
No, I had a green card. So that was pretty easy.
How was the interview, by the way, for that? Or did you not?
Interview? It was easy because I came here through family. My grandfather lives here, so I was just, they just asked, is this your grandfather? I'm like, yeah. So you can come, okay. So it was I was really lucky in that sense, but I don't know how it was. I think the hardest was to find time to get to Ukraine and to find like that work that will allow me to do that. And
because you were visiting it not for one day.
I was visiting a lot through the year, and like not
for a long time as well, for a long time period. So like jet lag, something that was killing me and is kind of still killing me kind of. How were you dealing with it? What is the best advice you could give me about jet lagging and how to overcome it?
So when you come to, say, like Ukraine, you go back to Ukraine, you come there like lunchtime or evening time, you have to go to sleep at 9 p.m. Not earlier, not later. So when you get to sleep at 9 or 10 p.m., you're waking up next day at like normal time. And then just get coffee and like pay.
No, but like here, I came like at night. I came like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Bad.
How to overcome that?
I guess just go to sleep and wake up at like 9 a.m. Don't sleep too much.
I kind of woke up. I don't know how, but it happened. So I went to bed and then I woke up like at 5 o'clock p.m.
Oh, that's super bad. No.
So then everything of mine was messed up. And I was like, wait, what the hell is going?
So the easiest hack is just to wake up at your normal time, no matter where you are. And then you just get used to
I'm probably going to try to do that as well.
Because your body responds to the time you're waking up. If you're waking up at 5 p.m., it doesn't work. Like you'll still like next day and the next after day.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna probably go and try to do that because this is
Definitely.
what jet lag. I hate it. I mean, jet lag is just so weird. Do you have any friends or like family members at home right now in Ukraine?
Yeah, I have all my family there, like my aunts, my cousins and stuff.
Do you not miss them or do you go there?
Of course I miss them. I went there last year.
Okay.
So I try to go like every 2 or 3 years now.
Okay.
Since
is it not too far apart? Like every 3 years?
Not really, because they're not like my closest family. I have my husband here, I have my parents here, so I'm like, I talk to them all the time.
Okay.
I don't have to like see them every year, because they all have their lives, and like you live here, and it's just you get used to it. You can go there like every year, because you get confused.
Sure, I mean, I guess not the closest.
And then you want to go somewhere else, like to Europe, or just travel, and then you choose between Ukraine and like some other place all the time. So.
All right, so let's talk about Philly. We are in Philly now. Is there anything in Philadelphia that you could not find anywhere else in the world?
So Philly is popular for its history, I guess, because it's like one of the oldest cities in America, and there's a lot of spots that are historical to a lot of like old houses and streets and stuff like that.
The Catholic city as well.
Yeah, a lot of great, beautiful buildings. So I guess you can't find anywhere else, like City Hall, Queen Village.
I guess Americans, like that history, they emphasize it a lot, you know? Like everybody, for example, in Ukraine, you know, in school, I've never studied history. Like I have no idea what goes on in Ukraine. And then in America, like everybody knows about history, and it's such a young country, but by the looks of it, like when you take tours and stuff, it seems like really, really big country, an old one. For example, like you go in France, they just show you buildings and they don't tell you anything. But in here, they'll tell you so many stories, so many history.
They're very proud of their
I guess so. And I've personally had to choose classes. I studied theater and film production, but I had to take history, which is American, of course. Which is extremely weird, and like I just don't get why is it like that. Like I'm new to the city. What should I see? Like what is the places that you recommend and worth seeing in this place?
There are a few spots that I always show to like friends who come to visit, or like my family. I always go to the first thing you need to see is City Hall, and then Museum of Art, and then all the museum area, Parkway, Benjamin Franklin Parkway. They have a lot of like beautiful museums, the Rodin Museum, and there's Barnes Foundation, which I really love.
I mean, now museums are closed.
Of course. So you go to Old City. There's a few spots. There's Betsy Ross House, the woman who created the American flag. There's Independence Hall. There's Liberty Bell, Alfred's Alley. And then that's it. Like the main spots where the history lies, where you can like see.
What about like not history, but like some modern parts, like some hippie bars?
If you just need to hang out or like just have fun, you go to Fishtown. You go to Old.
That's where I am right now, I guess.
The nightlife here is really good. Like now in quarantine, you can't see this, but before, like a year ago, all the night like bars and clubs and restaurants, and like people are all over the city. Is
there any particular place in Fishtown that you recommend me to visit?
To eat or to just go?
No,
see?
Just like both, I guess. Let's start with see and then eat.
I guess like you can take a walk through Frankfurt Street, and then you go to the Northern Liberties. There are a lot of like new buildings that are really cool that look kind of like Europe and like Kiev in some way. And the people there are really good. There are a lot of coffee spots and stuff. Just like take a walk. You can find really cool buildings here as well. Like people live in these brick houses. Like this one. It's really unique.
What about eat? Where would you recommend me to eat in Philadelphia?
Okay, so go to Soraya. It's here in Fishtown as well. It's a Lebanese kitchen, very good. The hummus there is the best. If you want to really feel the city and see like the people and the rush, all this atmosphere and vibe, you can go to Park. It's in Rittenhouse Square. They have really cool bread. They bake the bread there. The brunches and breakfasts is amazing, and like the spot itself, you just sit there outside and like look over the city. It's really beautiful.
Interesting. This is just a question that I came up like today when I was going. Like Philadelphia doesn't seem as rushed as big cities, for example, like New York and LA. Is it always like that, or is it because of this unique circumstance in the world that it became like that?
It's kind of always like that. Like if you go to downtown in weekday, it is
Like
kind
no
of
traffic
rushed.
at all in here?
No, there is traffic. Believe me.
I mean,
like
now there is
8 a.m.
no-
in the morning. Yeah, there is, because no one's working in the city right
Yeah.
now. Everyone's working from home. There's no cars anywhere. Like downtown is dead. Like if you go to downtown,
Is
you
it dead
only
now,
see.
or is it
It
dead
is dead
always?
now. No, it's dead
Okay.
now. You can only see like homeless
That's
people
why.
over there.
Yeah, that's
no,
why.
it's really rushed and busy every day in normal times.
Yeah.
So
Because like now I was like, am I even in America? Like
Yeah.
you are standing on the streets and then everything is empty, you know?
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
it's really, really weird.
yeah, it's kind of weird. And
Yeah, it's
Eerie.
like
I
so
know.
weird. What about parks? Do they have good parks in here? Like
there's
Central Park in New York?
There are a lot of squares.
Okay.
They're small. The Rittenhouse Square, the Washington Square Park is
Yeah.
really beautiful. You should go there.
Okay.
If you want to go a little out of the city, it's not out of the city, but there's Fairmount Park, which is like it's enormous. There are a lot of like castles,
Okay.
and there's like a river, Schuylkill River. You can take a trail over there. There's a zoo.
Okay.
You can walk around.
I'm not the biggest fan of zoos.
Yeah, I mean
either.
it's in the area, so you can just take a walk around
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
Okay.
there's a lot of greenery actually. If you go a little bit out of the city, it's the greens everywhere. Forests.
Where's the best part of Philadelphia? South, east, north, or west?
Depends on what you need. Like if you're
Like
searching
to
for
visit, but not in the center city. Just to see around Fishtown.
No, it's like maybe museum area and like
Okay.
Fairmount Park. It's
Okay.
really quiet and beautiful, and there's river and stuff. The
Alright.
museum area is really chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are all museums like at the same place in the city, or are
Yeah, so there's Parkway, Benjamin Franklin Parkway, I think it's called.
Okay.
So there's like the road that goes through all the museums. There's like
Okay.
3 of them for sure. The biggest one is Philadelphia Art Museum. It's in the end of the trail, so you can
Yeah.
go there. And there's rocky steps and stuff,
Okay.
and you can take a walk around it.
Yeah, rocky
There's
sound
yeah,
interesting.
there's a
I'll
little
go and
park
visit.
behind the museum as well.
Yeah. The last bit of every interview, as I do, is the advice. And the advice today that I want you to give is like, I actually didn't manage to get it to one, so I've got 2 advices to ask you. So first one, could you give an advice for an immigrant that wants to come to the US? Except
Besides
the
language.
Yeah, besides language. I
Okay.
guess.
I guess just not being afraid of anything. If you're ready, if you know what you want to do, if you're ready to work and ready to meet new people and talk and do stuff,
Yeah.
you should definitely come here and see what you're capable of, because it's
Okay.
a country of spirit, country of like freedom, as you said.
Yeah.
You can do anything here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Like what to pack, what to bring with him, or
Just come barefoot. I don't know. You
Is
have
that the
everything
best,
here.
Like, is that the best advice you could give? Come barefoot?
I don't know. Like, what do you need here?
Like, I don't know. I'm
Like,
new to
just take
here,
some
so-
like maybe something valuable you have from the hometown to remind yourself
So
like
you
where
think
you're
that you
from.
can find anything in this place?
Definitely. Like if you want Russian food, you go to a Russian store. Like you can find definitely anything here. You don't need to
Christ,
buy.
this is actually so good. Like, I'll have to check it out because I'm not sure on
Yeah.
obviously, but yeah, I hope that it's how it is. And yeah, and the next advice is kind of more general. People who want to visit US for months or so, what do you recommend them to visit? Like where to go, what to do? Perhaps like special food that you can find only in the US or anything like that.
Well, definitely like go to New York.
Okay.
It's not like the representative of the all America because it's so different. It's like
Yeah.
the city of
I mean, that's an interesting
Yeah.
point, I guess, because
Yeah.
like New York, I mean, I've been there once now that I came here. So like, I'm not sure how it looks because I've just no idea, but you say it's not America.
No, it's not. Like America is totally different, the opposite. Because New York is packed with people, and America is very rural. Like
Okay.
people live acres of land.
Where is America then for you?
Middle of America, like south of America. If you
Like
go to
Texas?
like, I know Texas, like Nebraska, I don't know, Wyoming, something like it's really American.
Okay.
People are different.
What
People
about,
have
like,
different accents.
Big cities like San Francisco,
LA?
like, or is it not city? Is it
It's
not
great.
America?
Like it's great to visit. There are a lot of cool spots and
Okay.
places to go.
But
It's
it's not
beautiful because you can find everyone there.
Okay.
There are a lot of different nationalities and people and immigrants, and it's all combine, and you can't really tell what America is if you go there. Yeah, if you want to really experience it, you should go to New England, you should go to South and try different things, because it's all very, very different.
But don't you think that New England is kind of Europe?
Like, it is. It's very similar.
So
yeah, that's why, like, if you want to find the true American spirit, you go to Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is that not Mexican spirit?
No, like maybe closer to Mexican border, yeah, but like Texas, like closer to
like Dallas?
Nevada, or like Dallas even.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's.
What about Vegas? I mean,
I've never been there. Never want to go there.
You don't want to go there?
No, it's not.
Why?
It's something I want to see. I don't know. I guess something I imagined about Las Vegas, not that good. And I don't appreciate that kind of beauty.
I mean,
I barely go to like...
Yeah, because like if you think that every single American city, like every single American thing in the world, if you say America, people will say San Francisco, New York.
It's the most popular, yeah.
So
I think just tourists go there to have fun, yeah.
So what to eat here? What is this most special thing to eat in America for a tourist?
So in LA, go to In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
You can find it anywhere else in the world. In Philly, you try to eat Philly cheesesteak. I've never tried, but you should.
Okay, that sounds really, really interesting.
To say you were in Philly, then you should try it.
Yeah.
And then like New York pretzels, lobster rolls, everything fried, fried chicken.
I mean, fried
sweet
chicken.
potato. Sweet potato fries is the best thing you can get. If you can find it, it's really good.
Yeah, sweet potato fries is good. I like sweet potato. It's better than potato.
And they don't have it in Europe, right? So.
Yeah, I guess they do, but it's more American thing.
Yeah, I think it is.
I mean, apple chips?
Apple sauce.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I guess that's all.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you so much for staying here till the very end. I hope you enjoyed this interview, and if it's true, give me thumbs up, comment who you want to see in the next episode. Oh, and just forgot to tell you, I actually do film vlogs about America, about USA life, about USA education, and about performing arts. So if you want to check that out, definitely subscribe, hit the bell button so you don't miss the release of new One on Dan vlogs. Thanks for being here, and I see you one on Dan.